Welcome back to On Football. Today's review is on the new Nike Vapor Untouchable 2 cleats. They are in this box, and I unboxed these for you guys as usual a couple weeks ago, before I do my detailed review. I actually had a different color, so I'm going to do a short unboxing for you because these are the ones that I tested out. But the other ones came in an orange box. Definitely check out those ones. Those ones were for the college football playoffs. These ones are for the Super Bowl. So these come in a black box instead of the orange box. And just like those ones, the college ones, these come in a black and gold bag. There's no wrapper in here, so it's just a plain box. And you get a vapor bag, like some of the other vapor line cleats, but this one is black and gold, which, again, I'm not sure if this is unique because of the special edition cleats or all of the Vapor Untouchable 2s will come in this black and gold bag. So if I reach inside, I'm going to show you guys these cleats in. I've already worn these, I've already tested them out. But I just want to show you how they come. So these are the cleats right here. If you saw my unboxing, you'll know that, you'll agree that these are much better colorway. So I actually returned the other ones and I got these instead to wear because these came out and just look like black and gold. This is awesome. So looking at this cleat, it's obviously got a black upper. It's got gold overlays in it, and the bottom is a gold chromed plate on the outsole, which is awesome. And then you look at here, you've got a gold and black carbon fiber plate, just like the normal vapor plate where, sorry, this is actually a new vapor plate, but just like the other vapor plates, it's kind of got a split in the middle just to give you some more flexibility and toe off. And then it's got a different vapor pattern, traction pattern. This is new for this year. We'll see how many more cleats have it, and I'll get into that when I talk about the traction. Some other updates to the Vapor Untouchable 2s are the collar. So this collar is super thick and padded. You can't tell by this picture, but inside, maybe you guys can see it. No, you can't. It's super thick padded all the way around. Gives you a lot of comfort on your Achilles. It actually takes away the need for the padded socks that Nike has because it's so padded in here. This is the heel counter. You can see it's a little bit flexible up here. Down here it's more rigid, which is, I'll talk more about the fit. The pull tabs they updated, so these are no longer sticking out. These are very close to the shoe. It actually makes it easier to put on. I will do a full review or a comparison to this cleat. You can see this pull tab. This is the original Vapor Untouchable here. A lot of people like this silhouette better, me included. See how high this pull tab is. It kind of makes it look funny. This collar is actually very thin. There is still very thick padding here in the cleat, which makes it really comfortable right in the bottom here, just like this one. But this, on a lot of people, was not tight. It actually got kind of loose after a while. Obviously, I don't use my cleats that much, so I haven't experienced that. But here is the original, and here is the new one. A lot of you guys said that the new one looks more like an alpha cleat. That is true. Definitely, this is more of a vapor cleat pattern. Here is, the one that I reviewed was the silver colorway, so I got more. You can see the toe on this. This is very thin toe here, more of like a vapor cleat. If you look at this one, this pattern is bigger at the toe. Definitely more of an alpha cleat, just the toe pattern here. So if you have wider feet, it's going to fit a little bit different for you. It's got the Super Bowl 50 logo right here, which is just a 5-0. And then it has Nike Flyweave. So the other cleat was Vapor Knit. This is Flyweave. It's supposed to be a little bit more durable. It seems a lot more durable, but also it seems less breathable. It's kind of like not fly knit at all. They came out with a fly knit cleat. This is just a different synthetic material that's a little bit lighter. But inside it's all, there's an overlay underneath it, so you really don't get that same breathability. So that's kind of just the overview of the cleat. Now, of course, I'm going to get into the detail. I'm going to talk about the fit, the traction of the cleat. I'm going to talk about the weight, the durability, the cushioning, and of course the ventilation. So without further ado, let's get into the detailed part of this review. So I talked about the new traction pattern and comparing it to the old one. Here you can see both of these. You can see that it's got different studs in the middle. They're different shapes, and they had a reason for it. Don't know what it was. To tell you the truth, I think they talked about more pivot and faster release. Honestly, this one was great. This one wasn't too different. It was still really high up there. At the bottom here, you've got diamonds, and these you have these circles, cones, but then you also have these straight lines that actually dig in, similar to like the diamond. So all in all, when you look at the bottom, I prefer the look of this cleat. It just looks a lot more like it's going to dig in. This one, it reminds me of some of the other brands, more of like Adidas, Under Armour, where it's not coned here. So you actually have a very short stud that there's things blocking in the way that are not going to allow it to dig into things like deeper grass, where something like this you can wear on grass and turf. This is the same thing, but you're going to have to wear it on short, firm grass. None of the deep stuff. It's not going to work. But all in all, it was still a very great traction pattern and traction plate. Your release is great. So for that reason, this still got a 9 out of 10, which is basically the highest rating for a traction cleat, which is the same rating that last year's Vapor Untouchables got. So now the weight of this cleat is actually pretty light. It's not going to be as light as some of the cleats like the Adizeros or even the UA Speed Forms, but it's still going to be light. It looks like an Alpha cleat, but it's not heavy like one. It was about on par with the original Vapor Untouchables that I wore and tested out. So overall, it was still a lightweight cleat, and I gave it an 8 out of 10 for weight. Next up, I'm going to talk about the fit of this cleat, and this is where this cleat kind of breaks down. This is a $200 cleat. And $200 is probably the most expensive football cleat. I know you soccer fans are going to talk about how expensive soccer cleats are, but football cleats aren't that much. This is the most expensive football cleat on the market right now, and it has a very poor fit. So Nike's cleats, the Alpha cleats fit different than the Vapor cleats. Usually in an Alpha cleat, I'll wear a 12 and it will be very tight, snug, and fit. On the Vapor cleats, I actually have to go down to 11.5, so I have to go down a size. So a lot of guys ask, do you go up a size, down a size? So it's going to depend on what cleat you wear. If you wear whatever size you wear in another brand other than Nike, definitely go down half a size. If you wear anything in the Vapor line, the high-end Vapor line, so that's not going to be the Vapor Speeds, it is going to be the Vapor Carbons, it is going to be the Vapor Untouchables, you would wear that same size. They run a little bit big, which makes the overall fit just different. Something else in the fit, this is a little bit of a wider cleat than the original Untouchables, which again makes it more like an Alpha cleat. So you guys who have wider feet and not too narrow, you might actually really like this. And then the last thing about this fit is a problem with the heel lock-in. So it talks about the flywire in the cleat. The flywire actually helps lock down the midfoot, has great midfoot lockdown. Again, I wish the toe box was a little bit smaller, fit more like a Vapor cleat. But then you have this back section. So I love that this is nice and low. This is more, doesn't bother you at all, and there's no real purpose for this except for the silhouette. It just looks really cool. But then what you have here is these laces, they need one that's a little bit further back, just like some of the other cleats that I talked about a couple years ago, where if you put an extra eyelet here, it's actually going to allow you to like pull in your foot and lock it into the footbed. So right now it doesn't, which makes the toe off a little bit slower, even though the traction is great. So fit actually got not a good rating, 7 out of 10, which is a little bit disappointing since the Vapors last year, the Vapor Untouchables fit a lot better. But 7 out of 10 for this cleat on fit. Ventilation on this cleat, with the switch from Vapor Knit to Fly Weave, again I talked about it a little bit at the beginning of this video, but it's not as breathable as it used to be. I feel like they kind of went away from the Vapor Knit material with this Fly Weave. It's really thick. It is durable, but it's also not as ventilated. So it did get a 7 out of 10 for ventilation. The cushioning on this cleat is excellent. Again, this is more representative of an Alpha cleat because Alpha cleats always have great cushioning, a little bit thicker in the heel than it is on the toe. But the cushioning was great in this shoe. So you put it on and it's not too thin, kind of like some of the other Vapor Untouchables. You do have a little bit of a break-in period, but even that first wear is going to be comfort. It's going to be comfortable for you, really with the collar as well as the actual footbed on what they use. So I don't think they use Nike Air, like some of the actual Carbons use Zoom Air. I'm not certain on that. I didn't find anything on it. It didn't feel like they did. But overall, this got a good cushioning rating of 9 out of 10. Durability on this cleat, I just have to go off of what I've seen so far. and it does look pretty durable. The Flyweave is going to be a lot more durable than the Vapor knit material, and honestly the Vapor knits were great for me, but this stuff is rugged. This is rugged. This will last on outdoor games. This is going to last you a whole season. It's not going to get torn up because it's not knit. This it's I guess they call it, you know, Flyweave, but it's smooth here. It's almost like a synthetic material, just a lot lighter. The only thing is, because of the way the Flyweave is, you can't really see it here, but you will start to get indentions here and here on the cleats, so just it will make it look worn, even though it won't actually be that worn. It might have to do with my foot shape, you know, because again, I said this is more of like an alpha type cleat. But if you have like a more of a wider foot, it's actually probably going to fill out the cleat a little bit more, and you might not get some of that same wear. Also here, I'm not sure, because when you put these on, you really have to pull hard. So I don't know how long, you know, this stitching at the back, for example, is going to last, because you're yanking and pulling, because this collar is not, you know, even though it stretches that much, that's not that flexible. And I think the reason is that they don't want it to stretch like the older Vapor Untouchables. So overall, for durability, this got an 8.5 out of 10. Now the price on this cleat, $200, is way expensive. Again, most expensive football cleat is out there. The original Vapor Untouchables were $200 as well, and if you remember, even the Vapor Ultimates, I think those were $250. Just insane. I'm not sure why they're that expensive. Honestly, I hardly ever recommend shoes or say is it worth it or not, because that's, you know, dependent on you. But I will say that I do believe that there are much better cleats out there for the price, if you're looking for a speed cleat. Now, if you're looking for more of an alpha cleat, if you are a bigger running back, a linebacker, you know, this might be a good cleat for you, and this might be one of the best. Honestly, they should probably rename this cleat the Alpha Untouchables and not the Vapor Untouchables, because it's an alpha cleat. So you guys looking for a nice cleat for the season, honestly, if you can find the original Vapor Untouchables and you like that silhouette, go with the originals. Now they're like about, what, $150 or less. Still a great cleat. So between these two, which one do I like better? That is going to be the original Vapor Untouchables. I'm much more likely to use this and perform better than I am in this cleat. There's only 3 colors out right now. You've only got the black and gold, you've got the white and gold, and then you've got kind of the gray and the Volt color, which was for, again, the college football playoffs. So that's kind of the review. At the end of this video, you will see on-foot pictures of me on the field when I was testing these out. And then, of course, check my Instagram for more photos. So if you like my videos or you like this video, be sure to check out my other cleat videos, unboxing reviews, gloves, football gear, and give this video a thumbs up, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and I'll see you guys next time.